Hi, and welcome to RC Angie's DIYs. So today I'm going to show you how to make this simple, quick, easy, and cheap little Easter bunny. Stay tuned. Okay, so this is what we used, which was 2 flower pots. Then we used a microfiber mop head, and it came out looking like this. So let's get started. All right, so what I did first is I took the garden flower pots. One was green, one was basic brown, and they're plastic. And I went ahead and used this spray enamel in white. And when, of course, outdoors, you know, anytime you're using spray, definitely go to a well-ventilated area. So I went ahead and grabbed my bottom garden pot that I'm going to actually spray paint in white. And this is going to be my base, or the base of the body of my Easter bunny. So always making sure that you spray even coats all the way around. Just like so. Of course, it was a nice sunny yet cold and windy day for me. So as you can see, the spray is going kind of all over the place. I did not wear gloves. I should have worn my gloves on, but I did not, so I apologize. But definitely, if you're skin sensitive, definitely wear your gloves, which apparently I did not, but it's fine. I actually had to wash all that paint off of me. So I'm gonna do again just even sprays all the way around my plastic garden excuse me, garden pot. See, so now it looks all nice and white. It doesn't have to be perfect because a lot of this is going to be covered. Now, if you could find these pots in white, then you're actually a step even further than I was. And again, these are little plastic ones. This comes instead of 6 for $1. Because they're so light and flimsy, I'm going to be using 2. And of course, I'm just going to spray paint the just the top one. I'm using the the inside one for more stability because these little plastic ones are really, really flimsy. So again, I'm just doing even coats of my spray enamel in white. Just nice even coats on the little flower pot. This is going to be the top part of our bunny, or at least of our bunny's body. So you're going to be amazed at how, you know, again, if you find these in white, bonus. If you don't, just grab some white spray paint, spray them white. Some of you might ask if you can use acrylic paint. I don't know if you could. I'm pretty sure you could, but not sure how well it would stay. And then you get a lot of streaks. So I preferably like to use a spray paint, quick, fast, and easy. As you could see there, it got really windy. So it was kind of hard to spray evenly when the wind picked up. But just continuing so I could cover all that brown. There you see the wind. And these, like I said, these little plastic flower pots, you can find anywhere. I bought these obviously at the Dollar Tree. Again, if they're white, bonus, you just skip a step. But if they're not, just grab some paint, spray paint, and spray them. So as you can see with that one, it's not perfect, but it's evenly coated as I liked. And then I just let it sit for a while just to let it dry. I would say give it about an hour to dry. What I did was did a little cheat and took my hair dryer and dried the rest off so I could do this video for you. So that mop head I showed you earlier, what I did was I pretty much cut it from the main base that the microfiber mop came in. And it came in with that attachment. Obviously, these all come attached to that base right there that you see. And I just went ahead and cut them evenly at the top. So what that does is give you nice long strings, so which we're going to use to cover the rest of our bunny body. So again, I use the spray paint, spray enamel, covered these in white. because our fabric that we're going to use is going to be in a white and gray. So we really don't want to see that green or that brown in which we sprayed these little flower pots. So as you can see, when I was going to the store, I made sure that my little top one fits over the bigger one. That is the microfiber mop head that I used. And I like this because it really gave me a lot to work with. And it covered practically both of those flower pots. So there you see, I went ahead and put my finger gloves for protection because we will be gluing onto the plastic right there with my hot glue gun, as you can see. And using my finger gloves, obviously I can press down quicker and easier. And we'll be doing that pretty much throughout the entire, I call it the bigger flower pot all the way around. So again, just taking my glue gun, doing a bead of glue, using my fingers with my finger glove and pressing down because it is still kind of like a microfiber yarn material. Now, I like this one because it was very thick. I like that it had the gray and white in it. If you want to use a white mop head, you can. And then your bunny is all in white. I just wanted to do mine a little different. Again, I'm just going to go around the edges, putting a bead of glue every 3 or 4 inches. And then, of course, pressing down carefully with my finger gloves so I don't burn myself. So always remember safety first. And then just pressing down, and there's my first line. So it really does cover, one strand just covers all the way around on my flower pot there. And then I'm pressing down. Now make sure where your fabric ends. So there you go. See how that first line looks? Really super cute. So where that line ends, you will notice that there's going to be that little edge. So that is going to be my back side. So wherever I end, I'm going to continue and then wrap it around the flower pot. So I'll show you one more time. Put the little bit of glue, just like so, and using your finger gloves. I have these little silicone finger gloves that I actually found. It was a pack of 3 for $1 at the Dollar Tree in the crafts corner. Some of you might wonder, well, Angie, can I do this with just plain yarn? You probably could, but you would have to find nice thick yarn, because if you use the normal thin yarn, it's going to take you forever. And you might have to need more than one package of yarn. And that was one of the things I liked about the mop head, because it literally gave me enough to cover all the way around my green, or used to be green, flower pot, and enough to cover the top as well as my little flower pot. After I did both, I actually had quite a bit left over. So it's definitely one mop head will be totally enough for this project. I will place in the description below from this channel the items, where I use them and where I bought them. So there you go again. Put a little bit of glue, and then using my finger gloves, just pressing down and just rotating it. And we're going to continue this process over and over. So in just a minute, we're going to go ahead and do a little fast forward time lapse, because it is going to take quite a bit of time to go all the way around both flower pots. So as soon as that comes up, you will just see how long the process takes. And see right there at the end, whenever that poofs out, sometimes it has a little poof. I just cut that with my fabric scissors, and then put a little bit of glue, and then press down again with my finger gloves to make a nice smooth finish. So here we go. And that is what it looks like. And we're going to go ahead here soon and fast forward this process. Okay, so now you see how these two flower pots now look completed. All the way around. Super cute. Completely, we have our bottom half of our bunny. Removing all our little glue stringies, cutting anything that's poofing out just like so, which are usually those little ends, just to clean them up, get it nice and polished. And then we have the same thing with our top. I see a little bit on my little edge there, so again, we're just gonna trim anything that's sticking out and poofy, because sometimes those ends can be a little tricky. So now it fits right on top. Now remember, I made sure while I was at the store that the smaller pot would fit right over the bottom of my larger pot. So now, because I see that unfinished edge on that little flower pot, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little bit more of that mop head string, and we're going to just continue the process a little bit more. I just was being a little bit insecure, I guess you can say, while I was finishing up with that smaller flower pot. So now I'm just putting a little bead of glue there and using, again, my finger glove, press down, and just really getting close, really close to that edge, since it's going to sit on top of my bottom garden pot. I really wanted it to have a much cleaner edge, so I'm just adding it really closely to that edge of that flower pot, that smaller one, just so it looks like it's merging into one body. So again, I am just going to hold it and just go all the way around, and just holding it there, and then just continuing to go all the way around with the glue until I really don't see any edge anymore. That's kind of the point of what I'm trying to do. So this way, again, you don't see that flower pot. You would never know that these were two plastic Dollar Tree flower pots by covering it all up with this super soft microfiber mop head. And it was just one of those things that you kind of look at different things in different ways when you go to the store. And that's kind of what I like to do. I'll go into the store and says, oh, I wonder what I can do with this. How can this and this be put together, create a really super cute project. So this is my first bunny that I am making for the Easter season. I do have other projects coming. I really hope while you're watching this that you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. So we can you can continue to see more videos like this and keep me going to continue and getting more crazy kooky ideas like this that turn out super cute. So definitely hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Also, if you are on here, don't forget to check us out on our other platforms. I am also on Facebook as Artsy Adventures with Angie. And on Instagram, I am instagram.com/Angie.Wade, W-A-I-D. So let's see, we're going to continue. I see a couple of, there's a little spot that was showing the brown, which is the lip of that garden pot. So I'm just going ahead and putting another layer of that mop head string, just going all the way around and carefully making sure that I trim, and then putting my glue. Always remember, safety first. And just using the edge to make it really nice and have a complete finished polished look. So we're going to go ahead now that both the bottom and the top part, which is going to be the body of my bunny, are fully covered in our mop head string. Now we're going to fit that top one right on top. that little one right over the big pot. So we are going, so we can make one whole body. And it looks nice and cohesive. Make sure that the edge that looks nice and smooth is your front side. So like this is my front side that I'm looking at versus the back side where it has all my fuzzies and where all my string ends. So I try to make it where all the string ends on one side, so that would be my back side. So the smoother edges is where I'm looking for. So I know that I'm looking at my front. So now that I know where my front is, I'm gonna go ahead and lift this pot up, going in the inside wall of that flower pot and putting about 2 circles all the way around of glue, and then carefully right away press down on to that bottom pot, holding it really still, removing any glue stringies that I see anywhere around, and just holding it nice and still to the point where I know it's nice and secure and I can lift the whole thing up as one cohesive body. So there you go. There is our front little side of our bunny. As you can see, I wasn't too pleased at that top part, how it was unfinished. But anyway, we'll talk about that in just a minute. Those are my foam beads. Those foam beads were at the craft corner in the Dollar Tree. So what I did was I took one of these art rags. Of course, that one is just an example. But I took a clean white rag. I took some of those foam beads, and I took the foam beads and put them in a small little Ziploc bag. I zipped them up. I put them in the inside of my art rag, and I scrunched it up where, so it kind of creates a little ball like you see there. And then I took white pipe cleaner, and I tied the top so that the top of it looks like little ears sticking up. So I just twisted and tied just like you see there with a pipe cleaner. So again, those foam beads are inside of a little tiny snack size Ziploc bag. And I did put a little tape on that Ziploc bag just to make sure those little foam beads didn't come out. I put it in the center, and then I scrunched up to where it was all the ends and points of that is in one area. And I just used some pipe cleaner, and there you go. That's the top of our little bunny head. And it really looks like bunny ears. I thought it was so cute. And again, just coming off of these ideas, making sure that that top part was finished. It was finished, sorry. It looked unfinished on my end. And then I went ahead and made sure I cut any little stragglies from my little wash rag. It's actually a washcloth, but I call it an artist rag because I use it for both. And once I know where the front side of my body is, I want to see where the front side of my little bunny head is going to be. So making sure that I know exactly where I want to position it. So that would be my front side, and that would be the face or the head of my bunny. Then I'm going to grab my hot glue, lift my little bunny head up, and then just put 2 little circles of glue right around the center, just enough, and then press nice and firmly down on that top of that bunny body, making it nice and secure, sticking my little bunny ears up, and there you go. There is already the form of our bunny. So our bunny body and our bunny head. And there you can see a little bit better how the ears are starting to come together. So wherever I see there was kind of a little flopping going around, I just went ahead and secured it with a little bit more hot glue. So again, if you see that little, those foam beads, always grab one of those foam beads because they come in handy. And in this case, it did for my little bunny head. And there you go. You can see the ears kind of already forming. Ooh, I love it how it's coming out. So what I did next was I was trying to figure out a little bow to make for his bunny neck. Around his neck, sorry. So we are going to use, I was kind of debating whether to use some of this pink burlap, but then I remembered I had this Easter egg looking type of ribbon. It is a wired ribbon, also from the Dollar Tree. As soon as Christmas was over, these were starting to pop up in the Dollar Tree already. So what I did is I'm going to make a nice small bow. I'm going to loop it around enough so that I have 4 loops. So I'll have two loops on each side. Then I trim it. Then I went ahead and grabbed this pink burlap wired ribbon and also cut it to size where I have 2 loops for each end. So a total of 4 loops. Then I will take another one of my white pipe cleaners that I had, put it right there in the center, and then of course flip it around, do a little loop tie knot, and pull real tight so you make a nice tight bow. And then again on the back side I do another little loop, go through and pull, so it makes it nice, tight, and secure. And then you can trim the excess pipe cleaner with just scissors. And then I take that little end of my pipe cleaner and then flatten it out. Then I go ahead and grab my ribbon and poof it out. So I had 2 on each side, like I said. So a total of 4 because we're making a small bow. And as I was poofing this out, I felt like the pink burlap ribbon was just really not working with the other ribbon. I mean, it does have pink, but somehow the way I put it on there, it just really wasn't working. I trimmed the ends to see how it would look because I didn't realize I had this crusted end on the side. So when I cut it evenly on both sides, I kind of looked at see how it was going to be, but I really wasn't kind of feeling it with that pink ribbon. I felt like it was taken away from those Easter Bunny ribbons. So I don't know. I just kept playing around with it. And the more I did, the more I kind of disliked that burlap pink bow. So the more I kept looking around, I just couldn't make up my mind whether I wanted to leave the pink or not. So at one point I just went ahead and said, you know what, I don't think this is going to work with the pink burlap. I see all the way in the corner, if you see on the top right corner, there's a little pre-made yellow ribbon that is already sitting there. And I said, you know, I think this pink burlap ribbon is just a little too big and taking away from my Easter ribbon that I really like. It just kept covering it. It seemed a little overwhelming. So I just went ahead and started pulling it off of my ribbon. It is a pipe cleaner, so I just kind of gently started pulling off one end and then pulling off to the other end till it all came out without having to destroy my my Easter ribbon there with the little Easter eggs. Super cute. And it actually has a little bit of glitter in it, so I thought it was really, really cute and perfect for this time of year. So I really like that better. You see, it doesn't deviate with that pink. It was just a little overbearing. It's just too much. So then I grabbed that little satin ribbon that was already pre-done as a bow. I think that would work better because it doesn't take away, but it does accentuate. So I went ahead and put my finger gloves back on because now what I'm going to do is that yellow ribbon, I was lucky enough that came with a little wire attachment on the back. So what I did was I just placed it right over my existing Easter ribbon. Took it around just kind of like the exact same way I would do with my pipe cleaner. And I wrapped it around to the back and did a little twisty tie in the back. So you will see that in just a minute. So I did a little twisties tie with the yellow part of the ribbon, so now it's connected to my big bow. And then whatever extra there was, I went ahead and cut with my scissors. And then I went ahead and started fixing it and poofing the rest of my ribbon and my bow out. So it makes a pretty little bow. And I was really liking that yellow. And there is a little bit of yellow in my Easter ribbon, so I think the smaller ribbon in front of the bigger ribbon worked out much better. So I go ahead with my glue. I'm going to put a little bead of glue right at the back of my Easter ribbon. Look for the front side of that Easter bunny's face. And I am going to go ahead and press down, making sure that is my center. Sometimes there was a little bit of gaps, just adjusting my ribbon and my bow. And now that I had that there, I went ahead and put a bead of glue right there behind the yellow ribbon, just for added security. So now it's a little bit more stable. Again, just fixing around with my ribbon, removing the glue strings, and look how stinking cute is that? How cute. So since I had that pink burlap ribbon, I was trying to figure out a way what to do with the bunny ears. I didn't know if I should put a flower in the middle, if I should put a flower on the top, like a little floral arrangement on the bunny's head. I was thinking about something like this, but that just seemed a little too much. So then I started playing with the bunny's ears. And as I'm looking at this pink burlap, I thought, you know what? I think like most bunny ears, they always have that little pink inside. Those Easter bunnies have the pink inside the white bunny ears. So I decided to cut a kind of like a leaf shape ear out of that burlap. And I thought that would make it a little bit more of a bunny ear. Instead of you seeing the cloth kind of flopping back there. So again, I grabbed some of that pink burlap. I cut two same size, sort of like an almond shape, leaf kind of shape, from the center of that burlap, of that pink burlap, and that's going to be the interior part of the bunny ears. So there you go. I cut two evenly sized ones. So I'm going to go ahead and place it in that back ear. And I really like how that's going to look. So I put a little bit of glue towards the bottom, using my finger glove, holding it in place. And then I think I'm just trying to adjust. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the right bunny ear. Putting just a little bit of glue. I'm just going to like see where I want that bunny ear. Perfect. And I'm just going to put a little bit of bead of glue right there at the end. And then I am going to use that finger glove, because remember that burlap is pretty much see-through. So you want to hold that down. I'm pressing it against the that white washcloth, putting in a little extra bead of glue, holding it down so I can now make my ear a little bit sturdier, using that burlap to now make the ears stick out. So by using the glue, I make the ears stand up just a little bit. So then I think that that looks so much better, and now you can tell more that those are his bunny ears. So I had these little set of carrots. They came in a little pack, and I wasn't sure whether to put this carrot on the left, on the right, no carrot. I really like the simplicity of my Easter bunny. And I thought, well, maybe it would look nice right here, maybe at the bottom. I really was struggling to figure out whether I should put a carrot or not. Maybe a little flower down here. Maybe that was too much. Maybe a little flower and the bunny. So the possibilities are endless, and you could design yours however you feel and please. So I just thought, well, I'm just gonna try to keep it a little bit more simple. So I really like how the ears come out. I like how my bow came out. Put a little bit, maybe a little bit more hot glue there so it stays nice and center. So yeah, so I really like how the ears came out with that little bit of that pink burlap. So it did come into good use. I might not have used it for my bow, but I definitely used it for the ears. Again, I struggled with the flower and the carrot. I really like how those little carrots look. I couldn't decide, so I kind of put the carrot off to the side and try to figure out what else I can add to it. So then I thought, well, there's polka dots in this pretty little bow. So I grabbed some of these embellished half. They're little gems, but these are little pearl gems. They already have a sticky to it. So I just pulled them off. And as you can see, I have my first little pearl right under the ribbon. And then I put one in the middle and one towards the bottom. So it looks more like it, kind of like a little outfit. So put these little ribbon pearl buttons on my little bunny. And I kept thinking, well, should I put the carrot or not? And I thought about putting the carrot inside so it looks like it was coming out of a pocket, but I really couldn't make up my mind as to which way or what way, or carrot or no carrot. So I was a little struggling with the carrot because I really did like the simplicity of just the yarn and the bow with my bunny ears. So I really couldn't tell. I struggled a little bit, but in the end, I did wind up using my carrot. I actually had to ask my kids. I said, hey kids, hey boys, what do you think, with or without? So there are the 3 pearl buttons on his little body. And I think it's so cute, super simple. Look how stinking cute he is. So anyway, as I was saying before, I did ask my boys, hey boys, should mommy put the carrot or no carrot? And of course, they both said carrot. So I did wind up deciding to add the carrot in the end. And there's our Easter bunny. Isn't he super cute? I really enjoyed doing this. Okay, so we took our 2 flower pots, spray painted them, used our foam beads to use our top head with our little rag, and look how cute it came out. Put a little bit of that pearl on his ribbon. I did decide there's a side view, which I added his little bunny tail using the same mop head. And there is the back side, super cute. I really hope you enjoyed this project, and see you next time.